All right, let's go to the number one team in the country, or should I say the former number one team in the country. Houston goes down today at home to Temple. This was a 56-55 final score. Another ugly basketball game. The one thing that stuck out to me, guys, I don't want to oversimplify and just get into, the final 10 seconds of this game, but the ball was not in Marcus Sasser's hands. And that shocks me with this team because I think he's the one guy you want the ball in the hands of. Gio, what'd you make of
as far as what?
A chance to win the game down 1 point? Like they come out, there's a timeout, I believe there's a review, there's 9 seconds left, and then they essentially got a Jamal Shed downhill drive, right? Ball never touches Sasser's hands, which I'm not saying nothing against Shed. I think he's a fine player. He's had some efficiency struggles this year, but I mean, that's just, and then at that point, it comes out of bounds baseline. They had to throw the lob play. But is that, like, I was shocked by that. Gio, should I have been shocked by that?
I was shocked by it, but I want to ask you guys something too, because, and I don't know if you guys watched the full game, but Houston just never looked interested in the game to me. Sasser never looked interested in the game to me. I was really surprised by that because the last time I was on here, I was preaching about how Houston is never going to be asleep in a game. Their coach is always going to have them ready. But they didn't seem interested at all. I don't think it looked like Sasser didn't break a sweat the entire game. And I don't know if he's always like that, but I just wasn't super impressed. I mean, Temple had a solid game plan, I guess, with their pick and roll action. They had a little short roll and they were finding guys. But at the end of the day, they scored 56 points. It's not like they were scoring all over Houston's defense. But on offense, Houston was stagnant. It was all isolation plays. Like you said, Sasser just never really got in that aggressive mode. So, I just wasn't impressed by how disinterested they were in the game from everything I could see.
Yeah, there's something. I promise you this, Sampson's going to have those guys ready to practice.
Oh, for sure.
Let me just assure you, you don't want to be a part of that practice. And I've never been to a Sampson practice. I'm just guessing that it's not going to exactly be the most thrilling. Jonkic made one of the most impressive blocks at the end of the game. And he wasn't just there in the last 15 seconds. He was there for the entirety of the game. And credit to Sampson, he still had them in the game with a chance to win. And that tip off that baseline, that was a nice play design.
It was a great
play. Mean, curl, they knew he was going to trail. He curls right around. He has it right there, and Mark just can't put it through. Jamar Mark just can't put it through. Houston team, they're still going to be Houston. And I promise you, guys, sometimes it's good to lose. It's good to lose in conference, and it's a long season. This isn't football, right? You're going to lose, and sometimes your weaknesses get really shown out in front of everybody during these losses, and then you can work on those things moving forward. It's not necessarily a bad thing. This Houston team's still going to be really good, but credit goes to Temple. They came in, and you said Houston didn't have energy. Temple had energy. Yeah. That bench was in it the entire game. They got big performances from a couple of different guys. Dunn ended up with 16, got to the free throw line, and they weren't overly efficient, but they almost played like Houston wants to play. Just muck it up, make it dirty, and we're going to foul the hell out of you, and we're just going to see what happens at the end. But credit to Temple. It's a team 12-9, and they've gotten off to a good start in their league. I mean, Temple's 6-2 now. Are they a great team in the non-conference? They sure weren't. What were they, 6-7? And now they're starting to play well when it matters most in conference play. So good for Temple, good for those guys. But Jonkic with some serious defensive plays towards the end of the game. And it wasn't just one. I mean, he was all over the place.
Yeah, I'm going to say it seemed like they out-Houstoned Houston. To your point, Gio, it was like watching a team that just felt like somehow they were going to snap their fingers and retake the lead. All of a sudden, they're down 8 with 3 minutes left. You saw them make the run they needed, but ultimately it wasn't enough. Too late for the Cougars.